What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fidget Hex. Today I'm going to show you how to clean the Jebao DC-6000 return pump. Now I just removed this from my main system. I cleaned it about 2-3 months ago, something like that, and you can see it's definitely dirty. It needs to be cleaned again. The biopellet reactor tends to wreak havoc on my return pumps. It's just kind of the way it is. So the process for cleaning this, we're going to go ahead and put it in some vinegar like we always do with all our pumps. Let it run for a couple hours. We're going to come back, take the face plate off here. There's some screws. There's actually some screws in the back. Take this faceplate off, pull the propeller out, take the propeller apart, and then go ahead and clean it into all the parts individually. Come back, clean the inside of this return pipe. Because I'm not going to remove it because I really don't want to take a chance of snapping this off. So what we're going to do is add a coupler to the end here so Mike can connect it to his system relatively easy. Other than that, guys, let's get into the process. Okay, guys, first things first, we filled up our 5-gallon bucket with hot water from the sink. Go ahead and add our pump. To lay it on its side. Don't point it up. You're just going to end up shooting water out of the bucket. I went ahead and added the screen to it because I found when you clean these pumps without the screen on it, it actually ends up sucking itself up against the side of the bucket. So just go ahead and leave the front screen on there to prevent any of that. That's on its side. We're going to go ahead and throw this little protective plate in there. Now it's time to add our white distilled vinegar. Again, don't know the ratio. Just putting it in. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Anyways, so go ahead and plug it in and put it on low setting. All right, we got it on here. Gonna have to turn it down. Hear it kicking on. Let's see how that's going. Up a little bit. You know me and my flow. I love flow, even if it's in a bucket. That should be good. All right, guys. We'll let that run for about an hour or two, and we're going to come right back and take it apart. All right, guys. We're here at the sink, our usual spot for cleaning all our pumps. Now let's go into the equipment that I'm going to use to take this apart and clean the pump. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. Of course, our usual cleaning brush. Our little razor knife. We might need that, I'm not sure yet. Our dental pick. And then there's a little clip on inside that this kind of helps loosen up. I can't find the other pair of pliers that I use for it, so we're just going to have to manage with that. Anyways, first things first, let's go and look at the pump and see how the vinegar did. Remember, there was a lot of corrosion in there. It looks good so far. So let's go ahead and take this apart. We'll take the screen off here. To the side. I have a little container here that I'm going to put the screws in so I don't end up losing them in the sink. So there's going to be 4 screws on the back here. I want to take those out. Let's get our cup over here. These are the little things you learn over a period of time. Trying to fetch screws out of the drain is never fun. That was on there pretty good. There we go. Get that screw out. Attempt to get the screw out. There we go. And our 4th and final one. Just gonna place the pump against the side of the sink so it doesn't end up falling off. All right, take our screws, set them aside. All right, there we go. So this is the main propeller part here. You're going to usually get corrosion up in here that kind of blocks the flow. So we're going to take our sponge in there and clean that out after. Little O-ring here. You're going to want to get that out. All right, now we're going to get the propeller out. So first thing you're going to do is just kind of grab this piece here, which is the thing that holds the actual propeller in place. Now you're just going to wiggle it, pull it out. There's 3 notches in which it sits in. The whole concept is for it to actually hold the propeller so it can spin freely. Now the problem is with the biopellet reactor, the film actually gets in this little crease here, which then prevents this from spinning. And then the pump seizes up over a period of time. So if you're using this pump and you have a bioplay reactor, I recommend that you check this pump at least every 3 months to see how the corrosion's doing. Even if with everything being skimmed off, it happens. All right, so here's that clip I was telling you about. Basically, it has to be pulled apart, moved out, so you can take this whole housing out, take this out and clean it. The problem is I can't find the pliers to do that, so we're just kind of going to wing it today. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and attempt to remove this clip without the actual pliers that are required for it. I'm just going to go ahead and use one of my dental picks that I bent here and just pull the clip out itself. Let me get around the section there. Find a place for it to hook. Give it a little tug. Make sure I don't shoot it across the room. Here we go. Came out pretty easy. Didn't bend it at all. Looks good. So set that in your container. All right, now that the clip is off, we're going to go ahead and remove the front propeller part, freeing up everything here. Okay, so it's keyed. It only goes one way, so you can't twist it. You got to pull it straight out. All right, so best thing to do is just get in here, do a little bit of wiggle back and forth. You start to come loose. You can also put a screwdriver underneath and kind of prop it up around. I did that before. There we go. All right, good to go. I'm going to set that aside. At that point, this will come out. We'll free up the magnet. Then you can clean everything out. Go ahead and leave that in there. This can all be cleaned. All right, so let's get into the process of cleaning. All right, first things first, we're going to clean the bigger parts. We're going to put on some hot water here. A little bit of cold. I feel like burning my hand off. With a brush. That vinegar did a really good job. All right, no corrosion in there. Good to go. Set to the side, the screen, clean, nothing on it. The actual base. Set that aside. Let's clean the propeller. Set that aside. Magnet. Usually, if you don't let it sit long enough, the corrosion from the bioplay reactor will be all over this magnet. So you really want to let it sit until the corrosion is gone. Other than that, you're going to have to really scrape for a long time to get it off. So if you take this apart and you find that it's still corroded, just put it back together, put it back in the vinegar, and let it sit overnight or something. There's no reason to sit there and scrape this magnet trying to get that stuff off and spending 30, 40 minutes trying to clean that. It's just ridiculous. So just a little, it might be a pain to take it apart all the way and then see that it's not clean enough and then have to put it together and clean it, but it'll be worth the time putting it back together, because I've actually cleaned it before without actually letting it completely be cleaned by the vinegar. It just took way too long. Way too long. So, that looks good. Good to go. And we have our base here. It's a brand new pump. All right, we're gonna have to get in there with a sponge or the brush and clean that out. You can see it's a little bit of algae on the back. Not much, but we're gonna get in there and clean that. I'm gonna go grab a brush real quick. All right, I should have grabbed this before, so we're gonna get in here and just clean that out. Twist. Good to go. Much better. All right, so let's reassemble this and get it set up. We're going to go ahead and, if you don't remember from the previous video, I'm going to add a coupling to this so Mike can connect it to his system. So we're going to put this all back together, get that coupling on there, and get it out to Mike. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put this propeller back together. So remember the notches are pointing down. Go ahead and slide the top through there. And then remember that this is notched out. Just going to line that up. Put it back together. So let's go ahead and put the clip on. Okay, so I went ahead and started the clip I wasn't able to get a very good angle on the camera, so I just did it off camera here. Now it's not on all the way, but there is a little notch that this slides into. So I got the first half of it in the notch, and now we just got to get the other half. So the pliers are much easier. It just spreads it apart, and then you can slide it down. I'm just going to push it over. Okay. Make sure that's tight there. All right. It's good to go. And then that's going to stay in place. Like I said, there's a notch underneath there that holds that clip in. You can come in with a pair of pliers if you do it this way, which I will do, and just squeeze that clip together just in case it's a little loose. Okay, the clip is down all the way, so I'm just going to take these pair of pliers and squeeze the ends just to kind of bring it together a little bit. All right, that's good to go. So let's go ahead and finish the rest of the assembly. All right, the next thing we're going to do is add our O-ring. Might have to fiddle with it a little bit to get it to stay in place. All right, good to go. Next thing we're gonna do is add our propeller. Remember, the keys line up. Okay, now this is the top. What we're gonna do now is add our front piece here. Make sure everything lined up. Just going to slide it over the O-ring. It's a little bit of a snug fit, and that's the whole point of the O-ring there. All right, now that everything's lined up, we're just going to add our screws. Get them in there for now. I'll tighten them up afterward. Final screw. Snug. Snug. All right, everything's screwed in there. Let's go ahead and do our screen. It's good to go. Add the base, and it's completely assembled. So let's go ahead and do a test on it, make sure it's running properly, and then we'll get the coupling on and get it shipped out to Mike. Okay, so the pump is in a 5-gallon bucket with a little bit of water in it. We're going to turn it on and see how it works. Now it's at 3 notches here. Winding up. Turn it up a little bit. All the way up. All right, good to go. Let's go ahead and get the coupling on there. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our coupling. We're gonna have to put some primer on real quick. Just gonna do one side. So here. Pump. The glue. All right, it's good to go. All right, the coupling's on, everything's good to go. It's practically a brand new pump now that it's cleaned. He can easily connect it to his system with no problems. So I'm gonna get this out to Mike. He should get it within a couple days and he can add it to his new system. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. It means a lot to me. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave in the comment section below, or you can contact me directly on the Fish of Hex Facebook page. Either way works for me. As always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.